Like Chris Rock said, right? Women, children, dogs. The only three classes of people that are loved unconditionally. A man is only loved under the condition for which he provides something, which is absolutely true. And again, a lot of people get mad over this fact. And you can be mad and you can be pissed off about it and you can think it's not fair. And guess what, man? The world doesn't care what you think is fair. And the only way you're going to get the results you want in life is you're going to have to work for them. And even then, you might not work hard enough to get what you want. But the alternative is just quitting and living a life of what they say, quiet desperation. Anyways, I'm getting on my soapbox a little here. But the rage can be really dangerous. The rage can be very volatile. And what most guys want to do is use this rage as an improvement and they want to get better, but they want to get better for what I think are the wrong reasons. And that brings us to the revenge fantasy. Um, yeah, man, I was in that school. I mean, I don't like to put a lot of personal stuff in that. If you want to call in and chat, feel free. The call in link is pinned to the top of the chat. Um, but so what happens next is these, like most guys, I think that go through this, or a lot of guys, they originally they start lifting weights, they start eating better, they start thinking about the way of the world, they start studying things like Evo Psych, they stop listening to what women say and start paying attention to what they do, they start spinning plates, increasing their value. But what a lot of them are doing it for deep down is to get back at people. It's to get an X back. It's to prove people wrong. It's friends that thought they were dorks and losers in high school or college or even in young adulthood. They want to say, oh, I'm going to show them. Like everybody that didn't invite me to their birthday party, or that girl that left me for some other guy or cheated on me or divorced me, I'm going to get back at them. Like I'm going to prove them wrong. This is who I am. And it's largely a bad idea. Um, you know, there's really no reason when people have written you off and when somebody's just gone like, hey man, don't care about you. They've written you off. They have no stake in whatever you do anymore. There's really no reason to go back and try to convince them otherwise. Um, when it comes to your friends or old acquaintances, they're always going to see you how they saw you when you met or when you hang out or when you hung out, when it was adolescence or high school or college or young adulthood or whatever, even in your mid 30s, 40s, whatever. They're going to always see you and paint you into that box. And any sort of change or any sort of transformation that you make is always just going to be seen as some sort of LARPing or some sort of posturing or some sort of fakeness, because people generally want to keep you in the box that they think you belong in. They don't want to see other people doing better than them. They don't want to see people that maybe they thought was below them transcend and do better. So it's almost like their brain doesn't allow them to. They want to look at you and be like, yeah, right. That guy's deep down still a loser. He's doing all of this to compensate and he wants our attention. And they don't think twice. They don't really care. And what a guy still in the rage phase will do, and a guy that still has this idea of a revenge fantasy, was like, he'll try to fight with them. I'll try to, no, man, I'm changed. Like, you don't know what I've gone through. Like, go read this book and all these materials. And they just don't care, man. It's the same thing that happens when you talk about, exes. So many guys want to spin plates, or they want to become a new man, and they want to right the wrongs. They come to this material and say, oh my God, like, here's all the red flags that I missed. Here are all the things that I did wrong, that if I had done right, she probably wouldn't have left me or cheated on me or divorced me, and I could have saved the marriage. And if I can just go back and prove to her and show her that I'm actually a different person, then all will be well again. And this is ultimately, I think, one of the more destructive things that guys can do to themselves, because they don't care. Women are highly emotional creatures, and we know this. And the same emotion, or the same level of emotion that gets them to be head over heels in love with you, the genuine burning desire, because you see this all the time. Women that are staying with guys that are spinning plates, or that are having children with other women, or that are lying to them or cheating with them, or even in a lot of cases, and I'm not condoning this, and I'm not saying this is a good thing for men to do, obviously, but even men that are physically abusive to women. I mean, like the stereotype of the battered wife. Why won't you just leave? It's not because she's scared of what he'll do to her. It's because I still love him. And when it's good, it's really good. And she can fix him. Like she wants to kill Batman. I've talked about that before. Um, I can fix him, or I know deep down she's so head over heels in love with this man that no matter what he does, she will never leave him. And it's the backwards part that a lot of guys have to understand when they unplug. It's not the guy that brings home the flowers, and it's not the guy that picks up the kids on time and does the chores around the house and is this happy wife, happy life. Sure, we'll go to Target every single Saturday and I'll rub your feet every night and I'll make sure that you never want for anything and I never tell you no. That's not the guy that women stay with. The guy that's running around two-timing, staying out late at night, bringing other women, like maybe not bringing them around, but, avoidant. It's like these are the guys that women will chase. We already know this. Like this is the hard truth that a lot of guys have to understand. And that same emotion, that same genuine burning desire that ties a woman to a man, once you can flip that on its head, and the other side of that coin is disgust and resentment and just, I mean, for the lack of a better word, it's the ultimate ick that women get. And once women have that, in either direction, once women have that GBD and they are head over heels for you, and once women have that ultimate resentment for you and they can't stand you and they don't care about, not even resentment, they don't care about you. Like the other side of that coin is apathy. Because if she resents you or she has anger towards you, then, or she's even disgusted by you, then there's still a little piece of you that holds real estate in her brain. So realistically, like the apathy that she holds, she doesn't even register you as a person. She doesn't care. And once that is over and once that is done and she doesn't care and she's completely indifferent to your existence, there's no coming back from that. Almost certainly. Now, there's stories of women that go run through other men and they get broken up with or divorced because they went and found Chad or whatever after she dumped you. And then you've done the work and she gets curious. Oh, I wonder what so-and-so is up to. Like, hey, like, how everything? How is everything? I'd love to like grab a coffee and catch up. That happens, right? So, but for the most part, it's over and done with. Like it doesn't happen. And so guys that do all this work and they get in great shape and they build like a harem of women that they don't care about, and they spin a bunch of plates and they get a better job and they make more money, start driving a Lambo, what are all these things? All of these it becomes performative instead of internalizing it and allowing yourself to become who you really are.
All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.